The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So Michigan will play Nebraska this week. It's I believe it's at 3:30. Not sure what channel it's on, but Nebraska's 2-2 on the year. They lost to Minnesota the first game of the year, lost to Colorado, and they beat Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech. Now, the first two games, Jeff Sims was starting. And Jeff Sims is like a turnover machine. This dude's, he's athletic. He's athletic and can't really throw that well, honestly. But the backup that they've been starting, Heinrich Heidelberg, this dude kind of nice. But he's also dinged up too. I was just listening to Matt Rule's press conference. He doesn't know if he'll be able to play or not. He's still kind of waiting to see. So I'm just going to go like he is going to play. Or him or Sims. I'm expecting Heinrich Heidelberg to play. After the last two games that he had, even though they were against kind of so-called cupcakes, this dude is kind of nice. I ain't going to front. He's big. He's 6'5", 215. Honestly, when I was watching him run, I had visions of Eric Crouch back in the day. He ain't nice like that. You know, Eric Crouch had that wiggle, that see ya, 60, cloud of smoke. He ain't that nice, but he'll cloud of smoke you. He can run. So, on the year, I'm just going to run through these stats and then we'll get into it. On the year, Heinrich Heidelberg, he's 26 of 47. He's got 278 passing yards. He's 51%. And he's got four TDs. But this is where I think he's a difference maker, to me at least. He's got 42 carries already with 272 yards, 6.5 average, 72-yard long, 2 rushing TDs. Jeff Sims had 220 passing yards, 56%, and 1 passing TD. So those are the quarterbacks that we'll probably see one of them. I'm expecting Heinrich to play, though. Anthony Grant is their starting running back. We've seen him before. He's a good back. He's got 38 carries, 208 yards, 2 TDs. And the receivers, they don't really throw it that much, so I'm not even going to get into them really. But Heinrich Heidelberg is nice. He's kind of nice, especially running the ball. The difference between Nebraska and Rutgers, they've got a similar game plan, but Nebraska runs option plays. I saw a lot of speed option. So, with that being said, this for the defense, discipline. You have to be disciplined when you're going against an option and know who's your man. You can't be hesitating. You have to know your assignment this week for real, especially if Heidelberg, because he seems to be a better decision maker when it comes to the read and option. He seems like he's a better decision maker and can run that rock, and he's a big dude. So you don't want to get this dude comfortable because I don't know what his injury is. It's undisclosed, so we don't know if it's a leg injury, which could, slow him down, or if it's maybe something upper body, he's dinged up top. If that's the case, he can still run it like he wants to probably. But yeah, he's kind of nice. So the defense has to be disciplined. Everybody has to know their assignments with this option that they do, because if you don't, this dude will get in the open field and he gonna say goodnight to you for real. So that's the big thing about this game. You could almost take the same game plan. If it wasn't for the option, you could take the same game plan from last week as far as what you want to do to them on defense. So, honestly, it is. Stop their run. I think they're more committed to the run since they run option and stuff like that. If your quarterback is leading the team in carries and rushing yards, you committed to the run. So your quarterback's going to get a lot of carries, plus your running back's going to get his carries. It's going to be running. There's going to be a lot of running. And the thing that does is, the thing that we're going to have to deal with all year is they're going to be milking the clock. There's going to be less possessions. Last week we had 3 possessions in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same way. So if it's the same way this week. So we have to, when we have drives, and especially if it's a good drive, you have to get points. You can't come up empty. Every possession this year is crucial to execute and get some points. Because they're going to we're going to be dealing with hardball ball a lot this year. We're going to be seeing hardball ball, and what I mean by hardball ball is ball control, where a team is just trying to keep the clock, keep the ball, and keep that clock moving so you don't have it. So, honestly, the defense better be ready to go and locked in on what's going on with the option, their assignments. It's going to be big. Offense, same thing. You're not on offense, same thing we always do. You know what to expect, but I don't think Nebraska's corners are as good as Rutgers corners. So there might be a little more space through the air. So, but I know Miles Hinton, they say he's hurt. So we'll get to see Henderson and Barnhart in there, and I think they should have been in there anyway. I don't know why they like Miles Hinton so much. I just don't get it. But that's going to be the thing. So you want to see this offensive line continue to click, continue to gel, and hopefully you'll get to see Blake and Donovan get some yardage. Hopefully we won't have to run JJ, because we don't want to run him unless we really have to. But you never know. So if you're not getting those holes like you want to, you're going to have to run him. It just is what it is this year. Offensive line hasn't gelled yet. Blake and Donovan aren't getting those big-time runs and, getting as much yardage on an average carry basis. So you might have to run JJ. That's just how it's going to be this year until the offensive line clicks. But the same thing, I see us probably struggling early to figure out their option and then shutting it down. Because as dynamic as he is in the run game, he's not that good of a passer. Honestly, his stats, he's even worse than Jeff Sims, which is saying something, honestly. Because he's at 50%. He's at 50%, and Jeff Sims played better teams. He played Minnesota and Colorado. Heidelberg, he did what he's done against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech. But he was running that thing. I ain't taking that away from him. So I saw speed when he was running it. A big dude that can get on down. So that's it. But I see us just grinding it out the same way as last week, just getting it to our weapons, whether it's Blake, whether it's Cornelius, whether it's Roman, whether it's Loveland, whether it's Donovan, spreading that ball around. Blake continuing to get his mojo back and with his consistency. Want to see him get 100 this week going against his second Big Ten team. Time to get that mojo and going to get him 100, But I still see, also want to see more play action. I love the play action. The team, the way Harbaugh wants to play and calls plays with more, I love to see that play action. But I'd like to see a deep bomb. I want to see a deep bomb. I feel like you need to try to throw some deep balls. You know, they really haven't done it much. They've only thrown a couple, really. You know, normally you at least think you would try to go deep, but they don't even really try much, which is puzzling to me. You know, I just don't get it. Especially with as fast as Roman is. Like, I really don't see why you're not trying to throw that deep ball. I think it needs to be, you need to set up that run and then come with that play action bomb. I think that's easy pickings if you, you know what I'm saying? I think it's easy pickings. You find that one-on-one matchup. You find it when that safety is out of position. You can see it. I can see it on TV half of the time. Like, bro, Roman's going to be in one-on-one coverage. Hit him with a play action and a go route. It's there. Cornelius is in one-on-one. They're in, that safety is too far in the box. Hit him with a play action and throw that bomb to him. So that's just something I want to see. I'm also anxious to see what Donovan Edwards, how they're going to use him this week, and can he finally get something going when he runs the ball. Going to be looking for that. Also would like to see him on special teams, but they don't seem to be thinking about that, so we might not see that. Oh yeah, sacks. Somebody was talking about sacks. The lack of sacks, don't think I'm not thinking about it. But what I'm thinking, seeing right now is on the edge, I don't think we have anybody that's dynamic that can just get there in a true passing down where you know they're passing it and get there in a second and a half to where the quarterback, he can't even believe that this dude is here. He's getting hit already. He don't know what happened. I don't think we have that guy. I just don't think we have that guy. And we're not going to see a lot of passes in this game. So they're not going to have that many opportunities. So I'm anxious to see what Minter does. With quarterbacks like this, he kind of likes to blitz from the edges a little bit more. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see more edge blitzes and stuff to come for the option plays and things like that. But with the sacks, I just think we don't have anybody dynamic enough. I'm not seeing it from Josiah Stewart, which I thought he would be the dynamic pass rusher. I'm not seeing it from him. I don't think he has any sacks. Braden McGregor, he hasn't excelled. When I heard him have that interview, I kind of figured he wouldn't. Just by the way he was talking, I kind of was like, this dude ain't gonna be dynamic like that. Just from hearing him talk, like right before the season. Jalen Harrell did have that strip sack a few weeks ago, and Derek Moore had a sack a couple weeks ago, but it's not consistent. It's just not consistent to where you're like, okay, these boys are getting there fast with bad intentions. I mean, you could say we just haven't played teams that are passing that much, which is also true. And you could say, oh, well, a couple teams, they were getting rid of it real quick. But it don't take that long. If you know what you're doing and you're dynamic, it doesn't take long to get a sack. Second and a half, and you can be back there. I saw when Derek Moore got his sack, he came around that edge so fast. He was there. Second and a half, he was there, hitting the quarterback. So I just don't think we have anybody that's dynamic and can do that consistently. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is right now. You know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the D tackles leads us in sacks, or maybe even one of the corners or something that's coming on those corner and safety blitzes. Because I'm just not seeing dynamic edge pass rushers / DNs. But for this one, I think Michigan it'll be close, similar to last week. It'll be close, and then Michigan will pull away. You know, because once we get a lead, you want to get up early. Once you get a lead, they're gonna have to kind of come away from their game plan, which is to run that rock. And when they do, they're going to have to throw it, and they're just not consistent passers. They don't have anybody that's going to be a consistent passer. So that's that. Y'all want to talk about Ohio State for a second? So Ohio State escaped, and I do mean escaped, and was lucky in, and I do mean lucky in, at Notre Dame. And what's funny to me is Ohio State fans with this, oh, we don't get respected. We're not soft. We're not soft. We only had one bad half. And I'm watching Menace to Sports, and they Ohio State just isn't soft. They just aren't soft. If you say that, you watch the film, they're not soft. The fact that you have to try to defend it so much lets us know that you are soft. Lets us know you are soft. You can say it physically. You can say it mentally. Michigan has showed y'all up, and Ryan Day, he still hears it. And the fact that he's hearing other people saying it now, it just bothers him so much. His panties in a bunch. We're not soft. Lou Holtz, where are you? I wonder where Lou Holtz is at, because we're tough. You see how we ran it in? We ran right over them. Huh? They only had 10 players on the field? Oh, we're still tougher than them. They ran it down our throat all second half? Yeah, but we showed guts at the end. Even though you can't even run and get a yard. 4th and 1, short yardage, you can't even run and get it. When you did get it, they had 10 men on the field. Give me a break. Who these folks funny? These Ohio State fans. Kyle McCord showed so much guts and big time play. That last drive, what a game-winning drive! Y'all do realize he basically the guy jumped one of his passes, and the game really should have been over. He jumped it; it just goes right through his hands. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, shout out to Kyle McCord. They won the game, and the guy didn't make the play, but let's not act like he didn't throw the ball right to the other team. That didn't happen. Did I not watch this game? What are we talking about? And these Ohio State fans are killing me. So now Notre Dame, is the cream of the crop. They talking like Notre Dame is the cream of the crop now. It is so funny to hear them talk about this game. They talking like Notre Dame is really the cream of the crop. If you listen to them, you would think that they played one of Georgia's defenses. Georgia's 2021 defense or something, if you listen to them. Man, that Notre Dame defense is unbelievable. Man, that's probably the best defense in the nation. That's probably the best defense in the nation. It's unbelievable, man. That was one of the toughest defenses we ever played, man. We came out on top. That defense, man. Even though Kyle McCord kept trying to throw them the ball and they couldn't intercept it. Like, he probably should have had 3 or 4 picks in that game. Everybody was constantly trying to throw them the ball. That defense is the best. Bro, oh my God, look. It's so funny to me that they think Notre Dame's better than Penn State and Michigan. Bro, the score was 0-3. The score was 0-3 at halftime. And so what they're taking from it is, man, our defense is unbelievable. I'm hearing Zach and Chris talk about, man, is the silver bullets is back from what I see. But then Zach says, well, I watch Notre Dame. They don't have any speed at receiver. None of these guys can get open. Okay, then that means your defense might not be as good as you think it is. They just don't have any speed at receiver. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like, bro, that was an entertaining game to watch. But the hype that these guys are giving themselves for winning the game. I mean, you want to win, of course, but let's not act like Marcus Freeman didn't have the worst 2.5 minutes of coaching any of us have seen in years, maybe even decades. Like, this dude. This dude did some of the worst coaching anyone has ever seen. Like, bro, like, come on. All you had to do, you just got 2 first downs running it down their throat. Off 2 plays. Then you try to get cute when you really just need 1 more first down. You try to get cute and you just basically from then on, you just coaching blunder after blunder after blunder after blunder. It was unbelievable. Then to finish off, to put a bow on Marcus Freeman's coaching blunders, this dude calls a timeout before the last 2 plays that Ohio State has on the one. Call timeout. Let's make sure we're on the same page. This dude trots out 10 players. Ohio State runs a play, they stop him with 10 players. And they run another play, and you didn't even notice that you had 10 players on the field the play before. Like, come on. So this game is just hilarious to hear them talk about this game. Like, you won, but like, come on, bro. Like, my last thing. So I see a lot of Ohio State fans say Michigan isn't relevant. You're not relevant. You haven't won a championship, an outright championship since whenever, whatever. So, if Michigan isn't relevant, but yet Michigan has beaten you the last 2 years, Michigan has won the Big Ten the last 2 years, we're currently ranked number 2 after you beat a top 10 team, and we're still ranked higher than you. If we're not relevant, what does that make y'all? Like, if we're not relevant after all that, what does that make you? Like, I don't think they understand the stuff they be saying. Like, they say, Michigan's not relevant, but we beat you the last 2 years and won the Big Ten. That should be enough to tell you we're relevant. Oh, it's not done yet. You just beat a top 10 team, and we're still ranked higher than you as the number 2 team in the nation. So what does that make you? Think about that. What's wrong with these dudes, man? What's wrong with these dudes? What is wrong with them? Like, I can't take them. Because I get in my mood. I be online just cooking these dudes. Like, bro, like, what are you talking about? But hey, they made it through. I I ain't gonna I ain't gonna rain on their parade. I'll just let them let them say what they want to say. Notre Dame is better than us and all this type of stuff, and we'll see you in November. We'll see you in November. Cause this is some funny. This is comedy. Listening to these Ohio State podcasts today and yesterday, like this is comedic gold. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. I just wanted to rant on that a little bit. It's so comedic. You know, normally I'm hot and but it's comedy, so I can't even get mad about it because it's ridiculous. So like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be